Life turning pages, night turning days. I'm tired of waiting, I gotta make it.
What's up, y'all? This Relly back with another video. Yes, son. Today we gotta talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers and talk about why the Cleveland Cavaliers should highly consider trading for Cam Reddish. But before we get into that, I need you to smash that subscribe button. And if you are already subscribed to my channel, share it to somebody who ain't subscribed, because with y'all, I know I can get there. And when y'all are done with that, I need y'all to hover over to that like button and smash that too, so we can tell the YouTube algorithm to share this video with the world. But with all that being said, let's talk about our mighty Cleveland Cavaliers. So I want to take this time to really talk about Cam Reddish and Gelo Ball, because, you know, these are two previous players I've talked about in a couple videos. Well, really Gelo once and Cam Reddish a couple times on this channel, because I really think Cam Reddish and Gelo would work for the Cleveland Cavaliers under different circumstances, right? One, we know Gelo would be a good shooter, and we know Cam Reddish also could be a good shooter, but we believe that he could be a good star for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Which has led to me talking about Gelo Ball in previous videos, right? Like in this one, we was talking about why Gelo Ball makes sense for the Cleveland Cavaliers, you know what I'm saying, as a shooter, right? And then this video right here, we was talking about why Cam Reddish on the podcast with Gelo, one of my bestest friends, my bagel eating contest, bro. We was talking about why Cam Reddish would fit so perfectly on the Cavs and what he can bring, especially if he brought those averages up with the same efficiency, right? Because we was talking about if he can get like 15, 60 points, 4 assists, and then let's say 46 rebounds with the same efficiency, we would have a potential superstar in the Cavs. And we understood that Cam Reddish would work better on the Cavs because we don't necessarily have a franchise player, which means players like Cam Reddish can literally be who he wants to be. He can fight for it. He can fight for that spot. You get what I'm saying? And that's why the Cleveland Cavaliers has been so interesting for a lot of different franchises and fans, because they realize we're just a very scrappy team with a lot of potential. And the crazy part about this, now that I'm truly looking at the stats, Cam Reddish literally improved offensively as a whole with less minutes, right? Better field goal percentage, better three-point percentage, better free throw percentage, and more points with less minutes, which tells me if he gets on a franchise where he can get more minutes as a starting caliber player, he can really be a star, right? Because Gelo said, like, if you put him on a team where he can really play, he can show you. Like right now, as a player that's not really getting those type of minutes, those Trae Young caliber minutes, he can really be a star. You get what I'm saying? And it's not Atlanta's fault. It's just they're a playoff team with a lot of playoff caliber players, and they just can't afford to do it. But if you let that boy run, Cam Reddish run, he could really be a stud, bro. Like, and it's kind of like, because now that I really think about it, it's crazy to me that Cam Reddish really has been doing it this season, yet he hasn't truly been recognized. And a lot of it probably have to do because Atlanta's struggling. But it's like, gosh, man, like if Cleveland can really get our hands, you get what I'm saying, on Cam Reddish, y'all thought we was playoff tier right now. If we get Cam Reddish and we make him out to what he really can be, it'd be over. You get what I'm saying? We would just need one or two more years of development, and I would really bank on the Cleveland Cavaliers as a legitimate contender. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's how much faith I have in the Cavs if we get Cam Reddish, because our team is already solid, right? Like, and then you give us Cam Reddish, who is a offensive-minded player, which we desperately need right now. And you put the Cleveland Cavaliers in a really good situation, right? And I really think Kobe Altman can do it, right? I think he's changed my heart in regards of what he is capable of doing. And I think he knows that if we get Cam Reddish, we can sincerely be some dogs. Now let's truly talk about the Cavs, right? Because a lot of people know we got Rondo, right? Rondo was a great acquisition from Kobe. This is one of those things I'm talking about where Kobe Altman has changed my heart because he's made moves like this, right? And honestly, I thought we was going to end up giving up a pick. He didn't give up a pick for Rondo. We gave up Denzel Valentine. Brilliant move. We didn't need Denzel Valentine. We really didn't need to sign him. But he made something happen. We got Rondo. We got a veteran point guard that can somewhat replace the production of Rubio, not offensively, but in terms of playmaking. And I think with the veteran leadership, we also kept with Rondo. You get what I'm saying? Well, we did keep with Rondo because Rondo is a very underappreciated veteran point guard, especially when it comes to playmaking, because Rondo is a brilliant player, right? This is why he got the nickname Playoff Rondo, because there's things that he does that is so out of body when you need it the most. You get what I'm saying? And I think Kobe Altman realized that, and I think this is a brilliant move for the Cavs. So you might ask, now that we got Rondo, what do we expect from Rondo? We expect him to help us gain experience, especially in the fourth quarter, and explain to our players how to close out games and how to maintain leads throughout the game, because we struggle with that. We struggle offensively at times. Our defense does bails us out. We are a really good defensive team, but offensively we struggle, right? It is times where we could have made a better option. We could have made a better choice. And we expect that because our team is so young, especially when we play more seasoned, more veteran-like teams. But Cleveland has to build that level of IQ if we really want to do something in the playoff and not to get swept. You get what I'm saying? Because, yes, it's one thing to get in the playoff, which we are happy and excited for the Cavs to do, right? But we also want the Cavs to be competitive and actually learn from the experience of being in a playoff. Because if you're in a playoff and you get bounced out and you get blown out every single game, what did you learn? You learned that you got blown out, got touched on, and you didn't have a chance, and now you feel like you shouldn't even be in the playoffs. You get what I'm saying? Which is why I think Rondo is going to help our team, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, understand what this means for them. You get what I'm saying? Because if they get that type of experience under their belt, the Cavs could be hungry. The Cavs can truly be menacing. And this is when you do trade for a player like Cam Reddish, who has that playoff experience, it makes sense because now everybody understands what we're trying to do here as a team, as a family, as a, you know what I'm saying, as an organization. We understand the culture, and then that gritty culture we've been building these past couple of seasons is truly understood as gritty because we are hungry to get back in the playoff. You get what I'm saying? And that's what Rondo brings to this team. He brings us a more structured offense so our players can understand what they have to do from a consistent standpoint. You get what I'm saying? Which Rubio was trying to do, and he did a very great job. That's why when Rubio went down, even though we had some players out, some even more players out too, once we lost Rubio, you can kind of tell how our offense struggled because we just did not have that floor general out on the floor telling our players where they have to go. That expression where he says you got a player that's a coach, that's not the coach. You got a coach that's not the coach. That was the example of Rubio. You get what I'm saying? Rubio was another coach on the floor that was an actual playable coach that was actually helping our players. You get what I'm saying? I might have stumbled that a little bit, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You get what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. And this is why the Cleveland Cavaliers and Kobe Altman made a very good choice getting Rondo to help bring out the talent that we have on the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I end today's video with this, right? Should we trade for Ben Simmons? Should Kobe Altman actively pursue Ben Simmons? And the quick answer is no, right? The reason why is because, first of all, we would have to give up an arm and a leg for Ben Simmons, right? Because they're expecting a good return for Ben Simmons, right? That's for starters. But I don't think Ben Simmons truly works currently on our Cleveland Cavaliers. Why? Because he doesn't shoot the ball. Yes, he could be practicing that shot, but I don't think it would be good enough to really be a solution to the Cavs who already struggles offensively. You get what I'm saying? Like, yes, he would be really good for another playmaker. He would be he can be a wing. He would be excellent on an already excellent defensive team. But offensively, he would make us worse. And especially in the offs, because when you have a player that's, I won't say fragile, but he just don't want to take the basket. You get what I'm saying? It puts us in a situation where now, let's say a Darius Garland, and Evan Mobley, Jared Allen has to work ever so more harder. You get what I'm saying? They got to work even harder and risk, God forbid, injury or just health or just exhaustion because you have a player in Ben Simmons who's not going to score the ball.
That's Atlantis with that money.